Hallie Weaver, and I am your special news reporter.
Hello everyone, my name is Jeremy Bennett, and I'm your new sportscaster.
Hi, my name is Janissa Martinez, and I am your weather girl.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn Dykes, and I'm your cafeteria commentator.
I'm your host, Jocelyn Perez. Welcome back to Wildcat News. I'm your host, Jocelyn Perez, and I hear we have a loaded menu this week. Let's turn to our cafeteria commentator for more on that. Jocelyn?
Before we get to the upcoming menu, I had the opportunity to interview Hallie McCauley, our head faculty member of the cafeteria staff. What's up, Hallie?
What's up?
So, what are some of the things you have to consider when choosing the monthly menu?
First of all, one of the first things that I consider is what the kids like to eat, what their favorite meals are. Second of all, I have different guidelines that I have to do with the state. You know, how many vegetables and what kind of vegetables, and your meat and your bread and your fruit and your milk. That's priority. Them are the main things that I choose to do. Their guidelines.
It's very considerate of you to choose what the students would.
That's what I'm here for, is to make sure that they get what they like to eat, and that they enjoy it.
What is your personal meal to serve?
My favorite meal to serve would probably be pizza. It's just because it's easy to serve, it's fast and it's quick, and gets the kids in and out quick.
What time do you usually start preparing for breakfast and lunch?
I, however, do not fix any of the meals. I pick the meals out, and I make the menu. My girls come in at 5:45 in the morning to start breakfast, and then when they get breakfast done, then they start on lunch.
Wow, I'm not even up by 5:45.
I'm not either.
How would you describe your experience here at Milan C2?
Well, this is my 21st year here at Milan C2, and it's been very rewarding. I have enjoyed 95% of my job here. I love the children, the kids, and I love the staff. It's like my second home. I feel like that Milan C2 here is my family.
Wow. It's really great to see all the inspiration that goes into our menus and what we get to eat. Thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
On Monday, we'll be having Pop-Tarts for breakfast with a side of fruit. And for lunch, we'll be having chicken noodles. And on the side, there will be mashed potatoes, cooked carrots, and a fruit mix. On Tuesday, we'll be having a Danish with the additional choice of cereal for breakfast with a side of fruit. And for lunch, we'll be having taco pizza with topping choices of lettuce and tomato. And on the side, there will be black beans, peaches, and a cookie. On Wednesday, for breakfast, we'll be having a bagel and cream cheese with a side of fruit. And for lunch, pizza calzone is on the menu with green beans and a fruit cup on the side. On Thursday, for breakfast, we'll be having sausage and egg on a biscuit with a side of fruit. And for lunch, lasagna with sides of broccoli and applesauce. And let's not forget about the hot rolls. On Friday, we'll be having biscuits and gravy for breakfast with a side of fruit. And for lunch, it's tomato soup with a grilled cheese with sides of baby carrots and fruit. Back to you, JP.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Now for Hallie with a special interview. Hallie?
Thank you, JP. Today I have two special guests joining me to tell us a little bit about their experience in Scholar Bowl. Today we have Emma and Diego. Why did you join Scholar Bowl?
I joined Scholar Bowl actually because my older brother made me join it back in 7th grade. I was kind of forced into it, but I've stuck through it because I enjoyed it.
Emma, why did you join Scholar Bowl?
I joined Scholar Bowl because I thought it was a different opportunity because not a lot of people did, and I just found it as a really fun experience that wasn't just sports.
Diego, how long have you been doing Scholar Bowl?
Since 7th grade, so around 4 years, I believe.
And Emma?
I've been doing it since 7th grade as well, so around 3 years.
What are your favorite types of questions?
Probably the math questions. I feel like those I can get those easier, or the miscellaneous questions, the random questions.
And Emma?
I personally find the reading questions the easiest. I'm just a giant book nerd, so those just come natural.
And what are your guys' goals for this season?
To win.
Beat Putnam again.
Diego, what's your favorite memory of Scholar Bowl?
There was one game back, I believe, my 7th grade year, maybe my 8th grade year. I'm not sure if you were in this season, where it was neck and neck. I don't remember the school. It was a tournament, and we didn't make it, but it was just seeing the whole team freaking out with Kelvin Vieira. It was really enjoyable.
And Emma?
I think mine was probably 2 years ago when we had Dylan and Miles on the team, and they just constantly were going back and forth for the same questions, and just the amount of laughs we had after the game was over that was just the best thing for me.
Thank you, Emma and Diego, for joining us this week. And now back to you, JP.
Thank you, Hallie. Let's turn to Jeremy Bennett with our sports.
Thanks, Jocelyn. And I'm here with Coach Andrea Dabney, and I have a few questions. And you've had, obviously, your fair share of district tournament experiences. Is this one any different?
I think they're all different. That's the one thing I love about high school sports is every team is different. Every situation is different. I think this is a pretty evenly matched district. So I think everything every year is a little bit different. And for us, every single game has been a little different.
Yeah.
So really looking forward to it, though.
Yeah, me too. And since the boys are the first seed today, do you think that helps your team with the odds in the tournament?
I think it does. I think that when you are a number one seed, and we have been the number one seed quite often, I think that there's a certain confidence level that kids have when they are that top seed. With that being said, it also allowed for us to have a little bit longer break, which in hindsight might be good, might be bad. We're going to be a little rusty at the beginning. But once we get past that initial, I think our legs are going to be rested. I think kids are ready to get on the floor. We've been doing boring things at practice, I'm sure, that you guys think. But it'll be exciting to get back on the floor, and I think we just need to play with the confidence that we deserve that number one seed and we want to go out and win it.
Yep. How do you think we match up against the Hornets?
It's pretty evenly matched. I would say that this is going to be one of the more evenly matched games in the district. Two pretty athletic teams, two teams that can get physical, that can handle a little bit of contact. They've got some decent shooters on the outside that we're going to have to contain, but for the most part, size-wise, we're not outmatched, and that's be one of the few games all season long that we haven't been outmatched on the inside as far as size goes. So I think we're pretty evenly matched, but I'd like to think that we're a better basketball team.
Yep. And finally, what do you think you'll miss most about the seniors?
I think that probably the one thing that I'm going to miss the most about these seniors is the amount that they've grown and watched them grow since they were in 7th grade. They're one of the last groups, I think, that Coach Duffy and I had in junior high. Mm-hmm. And to see how little they were, I look at like Czech when he was in 7th grade, and he was about 4'11" and probably 60 pounds, and just how much he's grown up, and like Brady and Michael, those guys have also grown tremendously. Zach, has turned into a pretty good athlete throughout the course of time, and Jarrett, has obviously grown. And when he was younger, there were times he was battling some illnesses and things of that sort, and how they've battled through all that stuff and how they've turned themselves into such a good basketball team. It speaks volumes for the character that they have and the type of kids that they are. So I'm going to miss just being around them on the daily. I just enjoy my time with them, and that's probably what I'm going to miss the most.
Yeah. Well, that's it for sports this week. Back to you, JP.
Thank you, Jeremy. Now let's turn to Janissa and see what this week's weather has in store for us.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Reporting live all the way from the pit. I have your news. There is a 90% chance that it is already snowing. Monday, 47 degrees. Tuesday, 54. Wednesday, 59. Thursday, 61. And Friday, 60 degrees. So it will get warmer. Riddle of the week. What are snowmen's favorite Mexican food? Burritos. Back to you, Jocelyn.
Thank you, Janissa. Well, that wraps it up for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Wildcat News. And remember to always be safe, respectful, and responsible. And remember that every day is a great day to be a Milan Wildcat.